About 2 weeks ago, I proposed to my roommate Mark, who's one of Dublin's top strength conditioning coaches, to try and teach me to do a muscle up in one day. I've tried so many times before to do a muscle up by teaching myself. I can do pull-ups, I can do dips, but I've never been able to do a muscle up. Today's D-Day. We're going to the gym in about 1 or 2 hours when Mark gets home from work, and he's going to try and teach me how to do the muscle up in one day. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. I hope so. He thinks I can, but we're going to see. Welcome guys to the beautiful CrossFit Green. Let's take a look inside. In my 7 or 8 years of lifting, I've never been able to do the muscle up, and everybody knows that the muscle up is the marker of bodyweight strength. I've tried it a couple of times over the last few years. I tried it over the last few weeks and I've never been able to get it. I haven't been able to get the technique at all, and I'm here with Mark today. He's hopefully going to be able to show me how to do the muscle up correctly. Mark, let's talk a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm a coach here at CrossFit Green, and I also run my PT business out of here. You can find out more at movementbymod.com or Facebook at movementbymod. Yeah, so Adam's my roommate. He's never been able to do a muscle up. He lifts, he's strong. He should get there. There's a bit of strength involved, but yeah, for his case, I'd say it's just about cleaning up his technique. Obviously, there'll be those out there who just aren't strong enough. You won't get it purely because of the strength factor. But with Adam, he's strong. So today, we're just going to focus on his technique, clean it up, and hopefully we'll achieve the muscle up.
Yeah, so the goal today is for somebody who does lift, who's able to do pull-ups, dips, but actually put it all together and get the muscle up in one day. And on the rings, not that sort of Scott Herman skipping or kipping type of pull-up, or muscle up should I say. So we're going to actually do it properly, and Mark is hopefully going to be able to show me how to put it all together. So now I'm going to try to do a muscle up by myself with my own techniques. It doesn't work, but I'll try anyway. Here we go.
So the biggest glaring issue Adam had there was he had no false grip. The false grip basically allows us to transition from below the rings to above the rings. Without it, it's very difficult. So let's just take a look now at the false grip. So as you saw in the video, Adam just grabbed the rings from below. So his wrist was below the rings, just in a conventional grip. This is very difficult to transition with. So what we're going to change here is we're going to get the wrist above the rings. So our hand is over the ring. So what it looks like is the ring is coming across our palm down and is hitting our wrist here. So it's very uncomfortable to start. You will get used to it. It feels a bit alien, but this allows us to transition from the below the rings to the top. So what we're going to get Adam to do here is practice maintaining the false grip. So what we're going to do is you're going to, like on the low rings, grab that false grip. So get the hands right over the rings. Like that, wrap the thumb around, yep. Try to get the hands over a little bit more if you can. And wrap the thumb right around as well. And now you're going to just hang relaxed, lock those arms out, and try turning the wings out, so the other way, like so. This is the starting position of a muscle up. You need to be able to hold this before you attempt a muscle up. I wouldn't count it. If you didn't go from this starting position, I wouldn't count it as a full rep. Cool, so now that Adam has the false grip locked down, we're just going to basically talk what the muscle up consists of. It basically consists of a pull to the chest with a transition and a dip out of it. So it's involving both pulling and pushing strength here. So we're going to break it down into 3 different phases here. First off is the pull, next the transition, and then finally the dip to support. The first portion we're going to get into now is what's called a false grip chin up. So as the name suggests, it's just a chin up using the false grip. This is going to be your foundation for the muscle up. It's going to build the required pulling strength that you need. So let's get into it, Adam. Get your false grip.
False grip, alright.
Yeah, hands right over.
Yeah. So how many times do I go up and down? Do I just practice this?
We'll do 3 for now.
False grip.
False grip. So hang relaxed. Rings turn out, don't cross the feet. And big pull to the chest. And down. Let's try getting a little bit higher this time in the chest. Good. And pull again. Pause for a second here. And down.
So even though I can do lots of normal pull-ups, using the false grip is definitely a lot sore, and my forearms can definitely feel it. I hope that I'm going to be able to do the transition now, which is the next part that we're moving on to. I can do a lot of dips, a lot of pull-ups, but the transition is the part that I'm a little bit worried about. So we're going to try and work on that now. We're working on actually on the ground or the lower rings, so that we can just get the technique rather than actually trying it on the big rings.
So we're just coming over to the low rings now, so Adam can run through the transition on the ground so we can take a bit of the intensity away. So we'll get him to keep his feet on the ground for now, and we're just going to work on the transition of the muscle up. This isn't about building pulling strength or working on the dip, it's just solely working on the transition and letting him get in the movement right. Wrap the rings around.
Yeah, got it.
So now just squat down onto your toes. Okay, so come a little bit forward so you're right underneath the rings. Okay, so now you're gonna, like we did on the high rings, you're gonna pull to the chest in a similar fashion. Pull a little bit deeper. As you get here, you're gonna bring the elbows back, look forward, and press up through.
Press it through. Okay, that way.
Yeah.
So I'm going down this way. I'm bringing elbows up to the chest.
Elbows to the chest, a little bit deeper though, and don't let those elbows flare out. So you want to pull to the chest, keep the elbows in close to the body, and think you're pulling those rings apart across the body and up.
Okay.
Cool. So you see, as he pulls those rings apart and he's in the false grip, he ends up in a deep dip position. So once you've the required strength to dip out of the dip from this position, you just simply dip out into front support and you've done a muscle up. So just one correction, pull a little bit deeper on the chest and then let those elbows flare out.
So how deep do I pull on the chest?
Deep pull to sternum, pull to sternum, and then
so keep the elbows in,
and just think you're pulling the rings apart close to the body.
Okay.
Let's go again, pull, rings apart, and up. You get the feeling of that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go again, one more time. Big pull to the sternum, pull those rings apart, and into the dip position. The final part to the muscle up is the dip. We're going to run through this now. You finish the dip in what's called the front support. So we ran through that with you where you're up on the top of the rings and you turn those rings out. If you want a complete rep, you need to turn those rings out at the top. If you don't, it doesn't count. So we're going to jump up onto the rings here. And jump up, don't worry about the false grip. Okay. Jump up, turn those rings out, looking forward. And now you're going to go dip down, rings in tight to the body, and press up. Good, and turn out to finish. Always make sure you turn out. And come on down. Cool, so again, if you want to be able to do a muscle up, you have to have the strength to dip out of the muscle up as well. I also recommend practicing that front support position. I'll do it with you now so that you have the ability to stabilize your body above the rings, because you don't want to get above the rings and then not be able to control it and throw yourself forward or back. So let's just jump into a front support and let's try hold that. So jump up, turn the rings out and look forward. Feet together, straighten up, nice. Good, and relaxing down. This itself is difficult, but you need to be able to hold this position first, then you can work on going into your dip to build towards the muscle up. So when people first attempt the muscle up, they tend to get a little bit excited and prematurely just pull those elbows apart and the rings go too far from the body. I try to get people to relax and stick to pulling to the chest, pull those rings apart, keeping them close to the body. So yeah, don't shoot yourself, relax, it's going to be alright, just trust the pull and you'll get through it. Cool, so first thing, let's get the false grip. So let's hands over the rings. Yep. You're going to hang relaxed, let those rings turn out. Yep. And now, big pull to the chest. Okay. That was Adam's first attempt. One of the issues there, he didn't keep the rings close enough to the body and he didn't pull deep enough. So the closer the rings are to the body, the easier it's going to be. The further those rings get out, the more difficult it gets. So don't change anything. So think of that false grip, chin up that you did, keep that, but just continue to pull. So big pull to the chest. Don't panic when you get there and you don't think you can get over. relax, and then pull those elbows back, and then pull.
Alright.
So Adam just rushed it a little bit too much. You tried to pull those rings apart too early. Make sure you finish the pull right to the chest, then pull the rings apart. You'll get it then.
Okay.
Pull to the chest. Pull through. Pull to the chest, rings apart. And pull to the chest. Get those rings apart. So yeah, you nearly got me that time. It was much better. Again, don't panic. Just focus on really pulling to the chest. I know you want to keep the muscle up and you want to rush it a little bit, so that's why you jumped the gun a bit and got the rings out too far. So you were trying to land on that deep position too high. So pull deeper to the chest and then pull the rings apart. Chest, through, and press up. Turn those rings out, keep together, looking forward, smile, and come on.
Yes, one day.
Good job.
So there you have it. We got the muscle up in one day. My wrists are absolutely cut to bits, as you can see there.
That's ideally where we want the marks from the rings. It's a bit alien, it's a bit uncomfortable, it's on the bone, it's going to rip your skin, but you will get used to it.
Yeah. So if you want to learn how to do the muscle up in one day, I suggest you hit up Mark at
movementbymod.com, Facebook Movement by Mod, or Instagram Mark O'Dwyer 23.
Alright, appreciate it, Mark.
Thanks a lot, Adam.
Thanks a lot.
Well done.